hang out, where they can, effectively a little miniature student union. Because when you begin offering things like that, beyond all the wealth of extracurricular activities we offer, eventually, when you have things on campus, not just outside of campus, but on campus for students to meet, to hang out, interest will grow.
To be clear really quick, it's not that I'm not promoting that. It's not that I don't want to create graduate students, but I'm trying to think of tangible things that we can do right away and get students involved. That's definitely a goal that I want. I'd love to get some space on campus next year, but an actual building is going to take time. We can definitely get those pieces put together. Sorry, Ryan.
I think you hit on a great point. I think that's that kind of like the magic question we all ask ourselves in the leadership positions is how do we engage graduate students more? How do we get it happening? I think the one thing the one thing I might contest is maybe a lot of graduate students don't want to be involved. I think that's a sentiment I've heard for 3 or 4 years now from faculty members and administrators and departments rush campus to athletics, and I think that's a misnomer because when we changed the ticket policy, my email box was flooded with over like 200 different emails thanking me for helping get that done, and it's clear that graduate students do want to be involved. But I think that as graduate student government, we need to do a better job at engaging graduate students at things that we like to do. So we have to understand we're not the undergraduate population. We're not 21 and 22 years old. We need to continue to expand the core roles that we're done. We've fought hard this year to expand more trips and more rafting trips. We need to change the type of social events we have. As great as trivia nights are downtown, a lot of us don't. We're too old to go downtown a lot and go out and do that. Let's create some fun stuff like, I would suggest, like a cooking class on campus, international food festivals. Let's engage the campuses in Greenville. Let's have a night up in Greenville where we can go explore up there. Let's give people an opportunity, like myself who moved here, didn't know anybody, an opportunity to go up to Greenville and meet people from up there. Let's engage those campuses. Let's have a wine and painting night. There's so many different opportunities out there to engage graduate students that we're not doing a very good job. Now, is that going to get everybody? No. Is that the magic answer, magic bullet? No. I think it's a good start. I think it takes some creativity, and I think we live in a really neat area that provides a lot of wealth and those types of opportunities that we have yet to explore. And so I think that that's going to be a big part. How do we find the right types of things that will engage graduate students differently than we've done before? Because if we continue with the status quo, we're going to continue to get the same results.
And while that is a fantastic point, I would also point out that we are operating on a limited budget. And so the throwing of a wine and cheese party every week is simply not possible. I would love to have expanded opportunities. What we need instead is diverse opportunities. Expanded opportunities is not simply the answer because it's probably not feasible financially. We're struggling now currently with our budget this year. That's just the way of the world.
Well, I would tell you, I've actually done wine and painting, and it's
Painting.
actually not that expensive, believe it or not, and it's quite fun. And you should see how much money we spend at some of these socials. It's pretty unbelievable, and I think we can find cost-effective ways. Like I said, we can argue about the minutiae, we can talk about it, but I welcome that. I welcome the conversation, and that's really what I believe in as a president. Have the conversations, find the solutions. Let's find a way to do it. I don't have all the right answers, but I will tell you, I'll bring in the right people to start to have these types of conversations, because I think it is long, long overdue.
All right, we're getting down to the wire, so we're just going to take one more.
Okay. So clearly communication and having a voice for graduate students has been the theme for the night, and that's fantastic. But it seems like it's been confined to just kind of the Clemson bubble, and it's really important, but we have to keep in mind that we are a public university, and that our research and our funding for our specific departments, but just university in general, is influenced by state legislation. And so a lot of times these people, they don't really understand our research, and we're not doing our best to communicate to them. And so I think part of increasing the graduate voice is also bringing that graduate voice to the government of South Carolina as well. So I wanted to know if this is something you guys would consider, and how would you go about doing that, understanding that this is vital to Clemson University?
Well, I would absolutely, definitely, I would do more than consider, I would do it, because currently, that's one of the responsibilities of the executive officers, is they make trips to Columbia. They're in front of the legislature, they're in front of the legislature as much as they can be, as much as they'll have us, because let's be honest, they get tired of listening to us, y'all like, the state ignores us, they don't fund us, why aren't you doing more to help us? But we go as often as we can, and I will certainly be there. If possible, I'll be there more than they want me to be there. But I think another important thing is we need to bring the rest of the state and the outside world to us. Through things like our research event, which has been building slowly but surely, we need to turn this into a way to market the university to this area and then to the state. It will be a slow process, it will be a small incremental process at first. But I will be willing to call on the telephone every business in the area, if need be, to recruit people to come and see what great work we do. We need to have ties to this community. We need to know what movers and shakers are within Clemson, within Pickens County, within the Tri-County region, within the state region. We need to bring them to us as much as we need to do it to them.
I think Alex brings up a great point. I think that we have some great programs, we have some great research taking place on this campus, and it's not as well attended as we'd like. It's still continuing to grow, but we haven't done a very good job of marketing the research we're doing. Plain and simply, this area is growing, but if we look at the hubs for many industries, it's not necessarily in South Carolina. It's national, right? If I'm a biotech firm, I'm probably going to be in San Francisco, San Diego, or Boston, right? So we need to go out. We need to find ways to reach them. And I will harp on the social media aspect again, but it truly is an avenue that has taken down barriers of access to people. And so what I would say is let's have that part be of our communication plan in sending industries in fields Twitter messages saying, hey, check out the work we're doing, check out our YouTube channel, publicizing the work that's being done. I think that the work we're doing is great, but the way it's being marketed is not so great. And I tell you what, I sat in the Board of Trustees meeting 2 weeks ago, the one that Simon was referring to. The Board of Trustees met, there is a tide of current that wants to see the graduate student engagement increase. There's a big voice. President Clemens stood up and asked me, what he asked Simon, he said, give me a list of 3 things that I could do and help you fight for to help dramatically increase the lives of graduate students. So as audacious as many of my goals seem, he pulled me aside afterwards and said, seriously, give me the big things. I don't know if they'd be able to do this year, next year, for your generation, the generation after you in grad school, but I want to get them done. He's a very student-centered president, and he's willing to take on these challenges. So I would be more than willing and happy to go down with the Board of Trustees in Columbia and advocate for this group. And I think that we have more than just a president at our back. We need a president who can engage everybody else around them and get everybody on our side, collaborate, build, and cultivate these relationships to accurately represent us.
All right, guys, I'm sorry, we're gonna have to go to President Lee's question.
I only have one question, so it's pretty simple. So how would you do the fundraising from inside and outside of the university for researchers?
All right, well, I'll go ahead and start.
Yes, since they didn't get to answer, let them.
Okay, part of that is been kind of the gift that I've had at Clemson. There's a lot of money available for students. There's a lot of opportunities available for students. And to get the funding, though, you just have to know the process and work with people in those positions. Some of the funding, like vending funding and other funding that you can reach out to. There's also Parents Council. There's the Student Affairs offices. The colleges have a lot of funding. So really it's about connecting the right graduate students and the projects we're working on to the right departments and the opportunities around Clemson to connect that funding.
To date, which is good. We've gotten vending funding the last, I don't know about this year, the last 2 years for pegs, extra vending funding that we've gotten funded some of your pegs. So there are opportunities on campus that we can continue to use, which is a great point. We've also gotten funding from the provost, and that's asked by our president and vice president every year. We're just asking for a little bit more, just a little bit more to help graduate students, a little bit more to help travel, help fund our research, and help fund our career-enhancing opportunities. There's always a place to ask, because you never know unless you ask. And I'm willing to ask those people above us, hey, you have a little bit of extra money, can we squeeze a little bit of money out of here to help graduate students? And I'm willing to go there.
You want me? Go ahead, you okay? That's all a vitally important part of what the president and vice president will do. They're going to have to be friendly with our vice president of research, with our future provost, with our future graduate student, future dean of the graduate student, and our graduate school, and our president. But I think it's important to get outside private funding, and that's not a process that begins easily. And the way I think we can do that the best is we need to figure out a way to attract companies to what we do, to who we are, to our research. We need to market ourselves and our research better. And we're already doing that work. We're already doing fantastic work that's marketable, that people would love to have. We just got to figure out a way to connect it. And if that means calling people, if that means visiting offices in the area, if that means doing whatever, I think the private area, as much as the public area, is important fundraising for the future.
Fundraising, kind of my sweet spot here. It's what I do a lot of my research in, and I've fundraised in colleges all across the campus. But I will say, the one factor in college, in an educational experience that is directly tied to fundraising is engagement. And if we can better engage our alumni, better engage the people and companies around us, we have some major industry around us. If we can find a way to commercialize some of the research that's being done, if we can find a way to bring in corporate partners, that would be great. But we also need to go out and engage our alumni. Make them feel well, although they may not have felt as welcome on campus as a part of the Clemson family, they may have felt a little disenfranchised like the graduate student community kind of is. If we go out, if we can find a way to better engage them, make them feel a part of what's happening, inform them of what's going on, and elicit donations from them, say this is what we're trying to do for the future graduate students at Clemson University, can you help us out? Can we find a way to do that? There are many avenues and ways to do that, but it starts with engagement and it starts with being creative and innovative in that process as well.
All right, so I just want to make sure that everyone knows when voting is going to be happening. Voting will open at midnight on Thursday, March 6th, which is next Thursday, and will go from Thursday midnight to Friday midnight. So there will be an email sent out to everyone, but please remind the people in your program to vote, and please remember to vote yourselves.
No matter who you vote for, just vote.
Wait, hold on. Does that mean it's during the day Thursday or during the day
During
Friday?
the day Friday.
Midnight's
Midnight.
confusing. It's a confusing.
59.
Thank you.
Say again, what is it?
Okay, Thursday, when it clicks over to be Friday, at midnight.
12 a.m. Friday.
Yes.
Yes.
But if I say 12 a.m. Friday, 24 hours, Thursday night to Friday. The day after.
Vote on your left.
Yeah.
If you vote for someone and then later you change your mind.
No. Your vote is final.
Once that chat is
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have two small things to cover before we end the meeting. First up, we have an announcement from Jacoby Elrod.
Yes. First of all, best of luck to all candidates. I can tell I'm not one this year because I'm not wearing any purple or orange. A lot of blue. So this year, student government is partnering with Tiger Paw Productions and Clemson Live to put on Clemson's first annual spring event. Spring Scene, as Kenny referred to earlier. It's going to be Friday, April 11th to Sunday, April 13th. As part of this, there's going to be a carnival with free events. There'll be local restaurants offering discounts with proceeds going to the Clemson Fund. And also as part of this, Clemson's hosting the Color Run, and we're looking for volunteers. If anyone is interested, there are going to be individual and group opportunities. This is a great way, we've been talking all night about getting grad student visibility. This is a great way just to get out there and show the undergrads that we're here too. So yes, be on the lookout for this email after this meeting or just soon. We'll be sending out an email with information on volunteering. Again, individual and group spots. And if you have any questions about the volunteer slots that are available, I'd be happy to answer that with the information I have now.
Thank you very much. So just to add, I sent out an email the other day about the color run. I don't know if you guys know about it. The color run is pretty much you just get to dress up, you do your best impersonation of Roy G. Biv and red, orange is color spectrum. And so you pretty much get to wear all colors and they throw powder all around. It's a really fun thing to do. And we are going to organize a GSG team. We need a minimum of 4 members, but we can have as many people involved as you would like. But if you want to start your own group with your own small faction, feel free. And
So, do you need volunteers to throw the color on people?
That I don't know.
She's all about that.
Yeah.
Well, because I work with the volunteer weekend on campus, and I can work to get the volunteers.
Okay, so the volunteers they're looking for on Friday, And again, we'll send out more information on this. Looking for volunteers to help with packet pickup for the happiest 5K on the planet, which is fairly what Color Run is. And then on Saturday, during the race, they'll be looking for volunteers for the Color Zone and the Unlimited Captains of Fun. So that sounds exciting.
Yeah, when I saw the email and went to the website, are the team rates per person or is it a
Yeah, so
team?
the $25 is for the entire team, so with a minimum of 4 people.
So 25 will cover 4 people?
Yes, 25 covers 4 people, and then anybody after that is just an add-on. But that rate is gonna increase by $10 in about a week, so there's a special time period for the VIP, is what they're calling registration.
Well, should we start a sign up maybe before people leave for GSG?
No. So we'll send out an email of some sort.
I'm gonna add to that really fast. I don't know about like the first 4 people exactly, but if you're after that first 4 people, I know for sure it's still $25 because I've already signed up. So it's like $25.
And the VIP price is until March 1st.
I don't know about like for the first 4 people on the team, but I know after 4 people, it's still $25 per person.
It goes up.
Like,
No, see, I asked the what's her name?
The one you were speaking of.
Yeah, well, I asked her, the lady that passed me the information, I asked her that, and she said 25 is for a minimum, and there was, anybody after that was an add-on. She didn't say anything about the extra price, but I can confirm
I
that.
just know when I signed up and I signed up on the team, I still had to pay $25. But if you sign up as an individual, you pay $30.
Okay, well, let me.
I don't know, that's just
All right.
just from my personal
Well,
experience.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Next we have Ms. Alexa Ramirez.
Hi guys, I'm a PhD student in the food science and packaging science department. I have a colleague that suffers from an autoimmune disease that results in her having panic attacks and seizures. She has a service dog. Her name is Minabella, and she's adorable. She's 3 years old, but she needs a double knee replacement. And so what we're doing is myself and the young girl, Sherry, we are going to be making cookies for dogs. They're 4-ingredient cookies, so they're corn-free, soy-free, and wheat-free. They're not gluten-free because oats tend to be contaminated with gluten because of where they're processed, so we can't claim that. But they're just going to have 4 ingredients: oats, peanut butter, molasses, and rice flour. And we're going to be selling bags at $5 for a small bag of 6 ounces and $10 for a bag of 14 ounces. The cookies are going, any proceeds, anything that's made from that is going to go to help fund the surgery for the dog. The Sherry, she is not on an assistantship, so she currently works just to pay tuition to be here, so it's really hard on her, and she really needs this dog because if she has a panic attack or if she has a seizure, the dog will actually go grab somebody and bring them to where she is. So it's very important to try to support her. And I have these flyers, and it just has the contact information. It's on a pre-order service, so anybody who would like to take one and maybe post one on your door, just so that people can buy them. It's really just to support a great cause and support such a great little dog that's really helping this young lady out. And if you do not have a puppy or a dog and still want to be able to help out, any bags that you buy and do not take at home, we will actually donate them to the Greenville Animal Shelter so other dogs will still get them. So if before you guys leave, if any of you want to take at least one or a couple and just post them by your door, we would really, really appreciate any help with that.
In addition to that, Sherry also has a website where you can go out to that and.
Yes, it's a UCaring website, and I'll actually, if you email her, we can also get that information out. And if you can make a donation, if there's no charge to make that donation, we can do like the PayPal and stuff. And it's just a website that has a video and explains her situation and the surgery that the dog needs.
We're also trying to figure out a way for GSG to support them. One young lady, her name is Joyce Senior, Zumba. She teaches Zumba classes in fight, and she wanted to do a Zumba-thon for sharing the dog. So we're trying to figure out a way to support that. So GSG will be supporting this effort in some kind of way. This is a very special occurrence and we should be doing two other things, not just having research symposium and things like that. We should be supporting. So with that being said,
Motion to adjourn.
second.